Hello everybody and welcome back to FX Street. My name is Akash and today we're going to be taking a look at three altcoins that I believe have a lot of upside if things work out pretty well, right? So before we get into what those altcoins are, please make sure to head on over to our YouTube channel and hit the subscribe button. And if you want to stay updated with how it trends in the crypto market and to the content that we produce almost on a regular basis, make sure to also click on this bell icon. You can give us a follow on Twitter at FXS Crypto, and if you enjoy the content that I put out, make sure to give me a follow as well at Mangyako with the zero at the end. Now, I have a personal Telegram channel and a YouTube channel. In the YouTube channel, I basically explain my take on the market, and in the Telegram group, I post the trades that I'm taking and basically my thought process behind what's happening with those trades. So if you're into that sort of content, make sure to join my group and subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. Let's get into the three coins for today. The first one of which is QTUM. Right, let's get into a 4-hour time frame and discuss what's happening. Right, so if I were trading QTUM right after this massive drop here in June, I would basically draw a fib extension and mark out a range. And if the price sweeps the range low, I would long it. Price sweeps the range high, I would short it. That's my range bound strategy. That's a range bound strategy that I've been discussing for quite some time, not just in my articles, but also in my personal YouTube channel and the Telegram group. Right, but the price has done all of that. It finally swept below the range, midpoint of the range, basically, and then recovered above it, formed a base, and then rallied 31%, where it flipped 3.158 resistance level into support floor and is currently looking to do the same with 3.44. Now, I've also also used the volume profile here, basically extending all the way from May 5th, which is when the Luna USD debacle kind of started, the whole dominoes started collapsing, right, up to today, basically. So this volume profile shows that there is a great support around the midpoint of this particular range, which is roughly $2.7. And then the next level of support is resistance, basically, is around 3.4, which is where I've marked the next resistance level, roughly around $3.44. Right. Beyond that, we have another resistance level here at 3.9 or roughly $4. Right. So these levels can act as support and resistance level depending on where the price is relative to these volume nodes. If the price is below the volume node, then it will serve as a resistance level. If the price is above the volume node, it will serve as a support level. So basically, what these nodes indicate is the amount of trading volume that was traded in this particular area or at these levels, basically. So the price is currently tackling the $3.4 resistance level. As you can see, the price has already produced 1 and 2 4-hour candlestick closes above the 3.44 resistance level. So technically, the price is attempting to flip, and if you see these green arrows over here, basically it shows the amount of selling pressure that is present here around 3.4 level, because as the price tries to move above 3.4, there is a sell-off that happens, and the price, that's why these candlesticks are seen with higher wicks, longer wicks to the upside, basically. So what's happening right now is that the buyers and sellers are basically undergoing a power struggle. Depending on who wins and what the market is looking like, things will go in that direction. For example, Bitcoin is looking kind of weak right now because the prices moved below the 200-week moving average, and on top of that, the price is also kind of bouncing around the 30-day moving average. So basically, if the price bounces from where it is right now, Bitcoin price, and if it overcomes the 200-week moving average again, then you can expect a lot of altcoins to shoot up. Right, and again, if Bitcoin doesn't do anything, or if it just undergoes a range-bound movement, even then it's a good scenario for altcoins. But if Bitcoin price crashes below $21,710, then it's a very bad scenario for altcoins. A lot of altcoins are going to crash. So with that in mind, I want to talk about. I'm going to assume that the price is gonna flip bullish around Wednesday or Thursday, mainly because the last Fed rate hike, right? Like the Feds are gonna provide us with another rate hike today and day after tomorrow, basically 26th and 27th of July. And the expectations is that the Fed is gonna up the interest rate by 75 basis points. Now, if that's the case, and looking at what's happened last time, Bitcoin price crashed like 5% after the Fed rate announcement, and then it triggered a massive rally, basically from July 13th all the way up to July 2021, where Bitcoin price rallied roughly 14 or 15%, anywhere from 12 to 15%, basically, which caused a lot of altcoins to explode as well. So assuming something similar happens this time around as well, you can expect QTUM to go up to $3.7, which is my first take profit level. Beyond this, the price could also reach $4. So if I were trading this, it would look something like this. Basically, I would enter a long position somewhere around here and book profits around $4. Right, 16% upswing is what I'm expecting. But one thing you have to kind of be wary about is the fair value gap that extends up to $3. So in the case that the Fed announces 75 bips hike, then if you get something like this, but the price holds above this range high, it's still a good buy, in which case I would be doing something like this. And my take profit level would still be $4. Now this would be a good 9.4 hour trade with a 33% upside for QTUM. So this is my first altcoin, right? So now that you understand what's happening here, like, and what my thesis is, let's get to the next coin, which is TELR or TRB. Let's take a look at this from a one-day time frame. The price is stuck below this declining trend line here, extending all the way back to 27th December 2021. Now the price has recently broken above this declining trend line after rallying 21% in a single day. That was on 23rd July. That was 2 days ago. I'm not sure how I missed this, but either way, there is a wick all the way up to $27, roughly $27. So if I were to just blindly trade this is where my take profit levels would be from the current position. You are looking at a 29% upswing, which is quite a lot. Now, interestingly, the last time the price rallied higher, it failed to collect liquidity resting above these highs. So basically, let me just mark this out as something like this. There is a ton of liquidity here, and there's basically liquidity above all of these swing highs that have virtually been untapped. And beyond that, you can see the volume profile here marked from November 2021 all the way up to 25 July 2022 shows that there's a gap here, a non-existent volume. That means there was a lot of single-sided activity taking place here, in which case, in this case, it was basically a lot of sellers. There were literally no buyers in the market, which caused TRB basically to drop 45% in just one, roughly under the span of 48 hours. So I think that is why this coin provides a really good upside. Like, although there has been a massive spike here, I'm assuming if during the Fed rate announcement, the price could potentially drop all the way down to $18, in which case I'd be looking to probably long TRB somewhere around here and book profits here, right? This is 161% upswing. Might look a little overwhelming to you guys, but let me just explain. This is going to be my TP1. This is going to be, actually, you know what, hold up, let's just go all the way up to here. This is going to be my TP2, which is take profit level, by the way. This would be my TP3, and finally I would book profits. My last level for profit taking would be this level here. So you could probably wait for the price to come around to $50, or you could just book profits around $47. Either way, it's up to you. These are the levels that I am looking at for TRB. Honestly, I am going to add this to my watch list right now so I don't forget it, and create an alert at roughly $18, right? Cool. Let's move on to the last coin that I'm looking at, which is KNC or Kyber Network Crystal. Right. So I have basically my technical analysis is pretty much the same. I've used this volume profile tool, basically extending from December 2021 to April 2022. And then I've used another volume profile here extending from April 2022 to July 2022. The reason why is that the price rallied pretty efficiently. This move basically extending from $1 all the way up to roughly $6, which was a 385% upswing, was a pretty efficient move. Like although there were a few inefficiencies here, the price basically did a full 180 and it reversed. Actually, it went way below the levels it actually rallied. So either way, right? So the down move basically was not as efficient as the up move. So basically, this is the volume profile that I'm going to be paying very close attention to. As you can see here, there are massive gaps here, and even the volume profile, like the high volume nodes, are also not that great. You can see there was a massive volume traded around here, which is roughly $5.5. So in a way, the price has a lot of potential, almost as the same potential as TRB or Taylor that I just discussed, right? So for now, what's happening is that the Kyber network is basically in a range extending from 1.1 to 1.5. The price has never swept the low, so there is a ton of liquidity resting here, basically extending from 1.2 to 1.1. I would love if KNC would do something like this. This would be my uber like ultra long position, like for a long-term swing position. But I don't see that happening anytime soon. Let's get into a 4-hour time frame, see what's happening here. Cool. So there is a ton of liquidity basically from this point all the way down to 1.3. So there is a good chance price could come down to 1.3. But like I mentioned, on a 1-day time frame, this is a, I don't like this. Hold on. There is an inefficiency here. So okay. This is fine. Cool. So we have this demand zone here extending from 1.23 to 1.29. Basically, let me just change the color. Rename this to liquidity pool. This has the H12 demand zone. Cool. So now that we have this, I'm hoping by Wednesday we get a drop down into this H12 demand zone here. Excuse me. H12 demand zone extending from 1.3 to roughly 1.2, and this is where I would open a long position with my stop loss just below 1.1 and my take profit around this. Now this is a pretty neat and a no-brainer trade that I'm looking at, but right, for those wanting to take a swing position, right, the as you can see here, hold up, let me just change this to, okay, it's 150, fine, cool. So the volume profile basically shows that there is a resistance level at roughly $1.9. So you could potentially extend your take profit level to this point. So in that sense, my take profit level 1 would be around 1.5%, with take profit 2 levels anywhere from $1.8 to $1.9. Right, but once we get a flip of $1.9 into a, if we get something like this after this, where there's a massive amount of consolidation, then that would kind of that would indicate that the 1.8 to 1.9 levels are basically flipped to the support floor. Now there is a good chance price could come down here, but assuming that things are going to remain bullish for Bitcoin, then you can look at the next take profit level at around $2.6. So basically you can play it this way, and then if the price consolidates around here, you could long this. But if Bitcoin kind of retest 25K and then takes a sharp U-turn, then you could also probably short KNC, basically something like this. Since there's a lot of liquidity resting around the range low, you could short the altcoin as well. So there's potential. There's a lot of potential trading opportunities for KNC. So that is it for today's analysis. If you enjoyed this session, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you have any doubts, make sure to, I don't know, DM me on Twitter or on my Telegram group.